Welcome to the Victory Formation Lounge podcast, a pro football concentrated podcast that discusses NFL games week to week.
What's up, man?
The last one standing is on. And
Yep.
we're going to cap quite an interesting season. Wow. I don't even know what to say, Minos. We got a new empire, it looks like, and unfortunately, you've been at its mercy.
Yep.
Two of their 3 wins?
We've choked at 2 of their 3 wins.
Go ahead, I'll just let you take it.
Man, we had the game. We fucked it up. We choked it up. We had some freaky shit. Everybody wants to talk about like 2 missed holding calls against Bosa and shit, but yeah, they got first downs on it. But there was so much other shit that we could have won the game on, like Dre Greenlaw popping an Achilles, just jogging on the damn field. What the fuck was that?
Yeah, dog, that was crazy because he was
Debo pulling a hamstring and then just playing the rest of the game on one leg. George Kittle hurting his shoulder and coming back in trying to play. We have 2 interceptions, but yet we don't run the ball after either one of them and don't capitalize. My offensive line not understanding how to block the best player on their defensive line in overtime when the backup right guard had to come in because our starter got hurt, and he decides, I'm not going to follow the play. I'm going to go after the dude in the middle. Fuck Chris Jones. We don't want to block him. Meanwhile, Ayuk had skated somebody onto the ground, and he was on the ground, and Ayuk was just wide open in the back of the end zone. I mean, Juwan Jennings was on his way to get the Super Bowl MVP. Oh, let's not forget we missed.
He definitely balled out quietly.
Yeah. Well, let's not forget we missed another extra point. Yeah, it was blocked.
Yeah. I forgot about that shit. You did.
It was blocked.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. But when you look at it, he fucking squibbed it so bad, it almost hit the motherfucker in the face.
I don't know what's going on.
And funny story, coming out of high school, Juwan Jennings was actually a higher rated quarterback than Mahomes and Purdy.
Wow.
Yep. He was scouted to go to the University of Tennessee, and he was going to be the backup behind Josh Dobbs.
Wow. What happened?
He got tall as shit and good at catching the ball.
Yeah.
Let's not forget Christian McCaffrey's one mistake of the whole year, and George Kittle not paying attention to the play. What about that punt that randomly hits our guy in the heel, and instead of
that's one of those
falling on the damn ball, he tries to pick it up.
That's one of those there's nothing you can do about it situations, man.
I'm not mad at Shanahan wanting the ball after the overtime because we had the plays. We would have had the touchdown. Then they would have scored. And then it was sudden death afterwards with us getting the ball. And a field goal wins it. And that's what he played for because he knew Steve Wilks is a fucking idiot and we would have gotten scored on. So, speaking of Steve Wilks, he's not a scapegoat. He's been shit all year, and I've been ripping his ass all year. Pause. 2nd and 14, why do you have all your linebackers behind the sticks? On 3rd and 8, why are you running a 0 blitz?
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like,
Steve Wilks panicked and called some shit that went away from the scheme, and that's what had – I mean, he just wasn't a good fit. And even – I've been saying it all year. He's great with the DBs. He does know how to call the front 7 the way we scheme shit. And go back to week 2 or week 1, even when we blew out the Steelers, I was still mad.
Yeah.
But end of the day, we choked. We had it. We fucked up.
You definitely had ample opportunities to win that game.
Oh yeah, we had 10 fucking different ways to win it. Didn't pick one.
I'm a big fan of Kyle Shanahan. I just feel like in the big game,
he goes away from the run because he
overthinks it. He overthinks it.
And here's the thing that was pissing me off. We ran the ball 6 times behind Trent Williams.
Bruh, like I said, that white boy killer.
He's like, well, he's thinking, he's like, I know that he knows that I know that you know that we know that they no, motherfucker, just do what got us there.
Yeah, I love CMC. I've been a big fan of CMC since he was in Stanford. Like, I almost wanted us to draft him at one point, but we had more pressing needs at the time.
That motherfucker left everything he had on the field in 3 games.
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of CMC. He was despite that fumble, he was eating, and I think you guys went away from that. And if you stayed true to that, there would have been a stronger chance to win. But
yeah, because we couldn't.
The Emperor Mahomes says, "Nah, B."
I would give more credit. I would give more credit I'd give more credit to the Chiefs' defense on this one than I will Mahomes, because what did I say the week before?
Definitely.
The right side of our offensive line is going to get killed, and what happened? Karlaftis and fucking Jones were murdering these motherfuckers all day long. I mean, I've never seen Brock Purdy have so many passes batted down.
Yeah.
And Debo getting hurt. Ayuk.
Yeah, he wasn't the same. That was a big blow to y'all.
Kittle was taken out of the game too.
I was about to say there was no Kittle.
They took Kittle out.
Kittle's my dog. My favorite tight end in the league.
Kittle only had one play, and it came back for a holding. We got a holding call against us on Trent Williams. You remember it was a big 3rd down play. It was like we gained almost like 26 some yards on that play. But, right after the play, they caught Kyle Shanahan on the hot mic saying, "Hey, that was a good call. Now I want to see you call it both ways." It was not called both ways, but that's not why we lost. Nick Bosa was still wreaking havoc. Chase Young still had a pretty good game. Dre Greenlaw, he didn't get if Dre Greenlaw did not get hurt, man, god damn, he was an animal.
Bruh, he was an animal before he got hurt. I felt bad.
That was man. He was
all over the field.
Dog, that was
like Ray Lewis.
That was the craziest Achilles ligament tear that I've ever seen, aside from like that kicker from the Cardinals years ago when he celebrated making a field goal.
Grammatica. Was it Grammatica? I don't remember which Grammatica. There's 2 of them, but the Cardinals one.
Hold on.
It was Bill Grammatica. And I forget the other one. Which one?
Bill
Grammatica. Yeah.
No, and here's the older one. Don't you remember when Dre Greenlaw was missing practices in the playoffs and shit like that with Achilles tendonitis? It's the same shit that happened with Kevin Durant. It finally gave.
Yeah, it gave in.
And it just sucked at the biggest moment. Because he was, man, that motherfucker was damned. But
yeah.
I drank a lot.
Quickly, you want to chime in? Any thoughts on this one?
I mean,
Big Dom was on the sideline, and he's who kicked fucking Greenlaw.
Big Dom, that's that Big Dom carry spot. But dog, I mean, honestly, I don't know. Kansas City's defense played well. I mean, I gotta say they played pretty well. I gotta tip my hat out to them in terms of the only person that could really go off on them was Brandon Ayuk and Jennings. But like they were shutting people down. Like McCaffrey had that touchdown, but I feel like they contained him pretty well. I mean, they were blitzing here and there. It was a good game plan. I mean, in terms of Mahomes, I mean, you can't argue. This dude can make anything. He can make plays. Like he was just making plays all over the place.
He's cold. Man is cold.
But that dude is cold. That dude is cold. I mean,
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Now, I was saying that it wasn't a lot of flags like I thought it was going to be for this game.
Yeah.
There were at least I could say that the refs did not decide this game.
No.
It was. I mean, and honestly, I know you and I spoke before, but that whole overtime getting the ball, I'm like, when I learned the rule, I was like, I mean, it could have gone in any direction, but I was like, I probably would have deferred it.
See, and I told before you jumped on, I told Anthony exactly why I'm cool with it, because we go down. If we execute that play on the goal line, we got 7. If our kicker doesn't fuck up again.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle didn't really have that much confidence in our defense to stop them from getting 7. So he knew they were going to go down the field and get 7. After that, though, it becomes sudden death. We get the ball back. My kicker, for some reason, can't make extra points, but he can hit them from 55 in the Super Bowl. And that field goal automatically wins it. And that's what Kyle was playing for. And I'm not mad at it. I get the whole defer thing because you want to know at least what you got to get. But if you don't have the confidence in your defense, I would say I'm fine with it.
But I get where you're coming from, but at the same time, it's funny because I was talking to one of my buddies. I'm like, anything could have happened. Let's say San Francisco scored 7, Kansas City scored 7, and then San Francisco has to shut it. They have to go out and win the game. Or if you had what?
A field goal wins it.
A field goal wins it, exactly. So I see that logic. Why Kyle Shanahan could decide to take the ball. But I also see why he shouldn't take the ball, because if Kansas City does not score or there's a field goal, there's a chance that you could score.
See, but that goes back.
And you don't know, like, but you'd rather score and then trust your defense. And I get where you're coming from. Like, if you can't trust
he wasn't trusting it with some of the play calls that Wilkes had towards the end. I mean, the zero blitz thing, man. I just don't
defensive timeout.
But Wilkes, dude, I think Wilkes had, honestly, and I know you don't like Wilkes.
He had a good season, but he would.
But he had better numbers than Nico and what's his name? Salah. Yeah. And
that's because we brought him in because Salah and D'Amico were front 7 players and guys. We brought Wilkes in because our secondary always used to be lacking for us. And so basically brought him in to say, hey, you're the secondary man. Keep running the shit we ran up front. But he wasn't doing that. And you could tell, I mean, at the beginning of the year, we had, like, even that Minnesota game, there was a lot of games that I just wanted to kick Wilkes in the face. But like that, yeah, I really wanted to kick him in the face. But yeah, the whole overtime thing, it's like he didn't have faith in the defensive play calling. When he had to call a timeout on defense because Wilkes was on some bullshit in the fourth quarter, I was like, oh boy.
What do you think? Hey, what do you think about the overtime rules? Like, how should you have handled that?
I'm fine. I'm fine with how he handled it. It's just
I actually like the
rule. I like this rule. You make it another game.
Honestly, if they could do it, and I get why they wouldn't do it during the regular season, because you're trying to end the game and be done with it.
Yeah, because next thing you know, you're gonna have like the Giants and the Commanders playing for 30 fucking extra minutes.
Yeah. So I get why, but like
it's a tie in the regular season.
Yeah, but I think it's only a 10-minute overtime period.
Yeah, and it's funny because like my wife was even asking me like, okay, what if they tie in overtime in the Super Bowl? I'm like, I don't think it's happened before.
No. But
they'll probably keep going though, right?
This was only the second ever overtime, I think.
Yeah, it was. I think.
Wait, really? Besides the Falcons and when everybody got up and said they're going to the strip club,
congrats, Kyle! You're 0 for 2 in overtime Super Bowls.
I remember when Jeezy said, "Yo, we're going. The trophy's coming to the A. I'm out." Left the stadium at the end of
at halftime.
Shout out to Jeezy and the Tiny Desk too.
Yo, he just once the game was over and it was going overtime, he's like, yo, I know this thing coming to the air. We out.
Yo, at halftime of that Patriots Falcons Super Bowl, my mom goes, "No, it's not over yet. Pretty Boy's gonna win it."
Pretty Boy's gonna win it.
Did your mom pass after the Eagles Super Bowl? Or?
Yeah,
sorry,
she passed in 21. The year you guys won it, she called it on the Christmas Eve game against the Raiders. She said, this year the Eagles go all the way." And I'm like, Mom, they just lost their quarterback. And she's like, I don't care, Mino. I have that feeling.
Yeah.
So
that's interesting because my dad passed a year after. Well, my dad passed a year before. The year before the Eagles won the Super Bowl. Yeah,
I remember.
It was a year
my
before
brother, I put like $300 on the Eagles to win the Super Bowl after that Raiders game, and my brother put like 1,000. It was a good February.
Hell yeah!
Hey, Carson Wentz was like an MVP candidate before he got hurt.
Yeah, before that, he was.
I was wasted that night.
Never been the same since.
I was suffering from food poisoning, curled up on the couch taking shits every commercial break during that Super Bowl while my mom is throwing back Fireball and celebrating.
Hey, what were you doing, Kwaku, for that?
Man, I was pissed drunk at a bar, dude. I was in Florida at the time. I was like,
"Oh, you were down there?"
I went to the club after
used to live in Miami.
Game. Yeah, I lived in Miami. I went to the club after.
Broward County.
Yeah, Broward County. Yeah, Pembroke Pines. I went to Cafe Iguana after that.
That's a nice
Cafe Iguana.
Wow.
I went to Cafe Iguana right afterwards.
I hear that, bro.
And went to work the next day. Call that gangster.
Speaking of iguana, I tried some fried iguana eggs in Cartagena.
Ew.
Stop.
Hey, where did you go? Where's your trip at? Went to Ghana? Was it Ghana?
Nah, I went to Colombia.
Colombia? Oh, you saw Naeem?
Yeah, I was communicating with Naeem over there. He was telling me where to go and shit. Yeah.
But you saw him and he was over there or no?
No, he was there a week before. So we just missed each other. We just missed each other over there. So
you drinking out of a vase?
No. This is magnesium. This is magnesium.
What the fuck are you drinking, dude?
That's out of a vase. Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of poison are you drinking?
On the flip side, though,
magnesium.
We got a new dynasty, man, and Mahomes is the real deal.
Yeah,
homie.
The real deal.
Fuck that shit.
It's the real deal.
Listen,
it's now.
I'm going to Disney World.
I now have to.
Fuck out of here.
I have to see him in the same light as Brady. Like never bet against him until it's over. Like I learned this the hard way with Brady, and that was just naturally as a Colts fan. Like I'd always be like, "Nah, this is the year he's gonna fuck up. This is the year he's gonna," and he kept winning. And I'm starting to feel that same feeling with Mahomes. Like, they're not gonna do it this year. Fuck it, he's there again. They're not
every team had them on the fucking ropes, basically.
This is gonna piss you off.
A lot of times, that is how it was with Brady. You feel
the Ravens just run the goddamn ball. You win.
It's convincing. You like
the Bills so make a kick. You fucking win
when they would go all the way.
That's why I don't understand how they were. That's why I threw money on the Chiefs because it was like they could easily win that game. So if you put money on the Chiefs like I did, you're getting your money back plus double.
Yeah,
so
you're right. You were right. You were smart.
The Chiefs basically played almost a perfect game to beat us, and we played one of the worst games of the year and had some freak shit to lose.
Yeah,
I think both you and the Ravens did everything to lose. The Ravens should have had him out of the way.
So you guys went like 20 minutes without running the ball in game time, bro. I like what happened? Like you stopped giving McCaffrey the ball for some reason.
McCaffrey was having 4-5 carries a pop, sometimes 6. sometimes he'd get up first. Like, I don't know. I love Shanahan, but he in big games he all the game.
But yet against the Packers in the NFC title game, we run the ball like 38 times.
That the 28-3 with the Patriots was his fault. He had the Patriots where they
just run the ball. There's no more clock.
Like, what are you doing?
He wasn't running Freeman, like, dude.
And Freeman was eating when he was running because I was like, what is going on?
The video of Mecole Hardman and from Hard Knocks when he was with the Jets, he predicted they were going to beat, obviously at the time Aaron Rodgers was healthy. He said he predicted they were going to beat the 49ers in the Super Bowl like 31-21. And obviously he got the game-winning touchdown that somehow no one can stop that play, dude.
Precisely.
And then that 54-yard catch he had or whatever, like I think it was in the first half maybe.
Yeah.
Like,
the one where my safety Tayshaun Gibson is looking right up at the ball and goes, "Oh, cool, there it is."
Yeah.
Won't catch it? Like, bro, jump,
man.
Bro, how about Jawan Jennings, bro? Like that dude.
He balled, man. He surprised everyone. Came out.
What?
He's always been.
No.
I mean, we call him First and Juan for a reason.
That same play, he ran that. I think he was a quarterback in college, and they ran that same play, I believe, with someone else in college.
Yeah,
that he did with McCaffrey, and
well, he was. I was telling Dela before you guys got on. Coming out of high school, he was actually a higher rated quarterback than Mahomes and Purdy.
Oh wow!
Yeah, you were telling me. Yeah.
He was kind of like Randall Cobb type. You know, Randall Cobb was a quarterback at Kentucky, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
right.
he just lost out this job to Josh Dobbs, which is wild.
Oh wow! Josh Dobbs was at Kentucky too at the same time.
Tennessee.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah, man, it's I don't know, bro. Like, you guys are obviously built to be right back next year, so it's like,
yeah.
Man,
Do you have any major free outside of Ayuk? Is there anybody else that you potentially losing, Minos? Like big names? Because you got a rookie deal quarterback, so you should be able to bring whoever you need back.
I mean, there's a lot of good, solid role players that are going to be free agents, like Cleveland Farrell, Chase Young, Javon Kinlaw is he
finally had a sack.
Kinlaw's a big one.
Yeah, Kinlaw's a big one. But our biggest thing is, man, we got to shore up the fucking offensive line on the right side. It's like you got Trent Williams and then everybody else.
Fix that. I think you fixed that in the draft, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that we carried over so much cap space from this year going into next year because on it, and we got 11 fucking draft picks. Man, do some shit, John Lynch.
Yeah.
I mean, don't trade.
Yeah.
Don't. I mean, there's motherfuckers saying, "Oh, you should trade Debo right now while he's hot." No shit, he's hot.
Shore up the secondary a little bit.
No, my secondary is good. Don't forget Hufanga's coming back.
True, and Patrick, whatever Dre Patrick, whatever his name is. Who's your number one corner that got hurt or somebody like that? What's one of your number one corners got hurt in the year?
No, my top corners are still good. It was
okay.
Well, what am I forgetting his name for? The dude that has like gotten hurt every fucking year.
Jimmy Ward?
No, he plays for the Texans now.
Oh, okay.
Jimmy
Ward followed Ryans.
Yeah,
he followed Ryans. Okay.
No, but Lenore was great. Ward was great. But there's some free agents that were players with us that signed like 1-year deals and left.
Yeah.
That because with Dre Greenlaw being hurt, bring Azeez Al-Shire back. He's a free agent now. He was actually in our team huddle against the Lions. Bring back Emmanuel Mosley.
Oh, that's another one.
Yeah. He's free. Just sell out 1 year. Fuck it. Do what the Rams did. Fuck them picks.
Yeah. Okay.
Because after this year, you do have to pay Brock. And I mean, I see he could take a pay. I could see him taking a pay cut, but he ain't gonna work for free.
For sure. Quaker, what's the outlook on your team's early offseason outlook?
I mean, it's a lot of he say, she say going on. Honestly, not as a new report about the Hassan Reddick shit.
I was about to say, ideally, what are your needs and what are your concerns?
Honestly, we need help on the secondary. We need to get younger. I would probably, I don't know, this whole Bradbury contract is probably gonna cripple us a little bit, but I would restructure and probably release or trade him. I would honestly, I think, and also with Kevin Byard, I would restructure. They're talking about releasing him outright. I mean, yeah, you save a lot of money on the cap, but I would restructure and see what he can do for another year. Hassan Reddick, I honestly don't. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't think they want to get rid of him. It's more of like go out and see what the market is going to pay, and then we'll match it. Because I mean, I'm sure Howie's going to find a way. I don't think he wants to get traded, but he's also turning 30. Right? He's a pass rusher. Yeah, was
he good this year?
Oh yeah, he had 11 sacks.
Oh, okay.
The year before, he had like 16 sacks.
Yeah.
That kind of talent, because Nolan Smith is not up there yet. He's still developing. So I wouldn't get rid of Hassan because you have Nolan Smith. And that's what some people are like. Yeah, we get a few people saying like, oh, even if you trade Hassan for a second or third, I don't think he's going to get a second or third because of his age.
Yeah.
You know, the 25 minute, yeah.
And he's only got 1 year on his deal, so it's essentially a rental.
It's a rental, yeah, and it's not guaranteed. So I think he's just looking for guaranteed money. I would just tag another year and then guarantee some money up front and put some money up front. I mean, that's probably one of the things. In terms of the O-line, the offense, it's going to be interesting. It depends on what Jason Kelce's decision is. I think he retires. I mean, there's rumblings about him coming back for another year, but I think he retires. We're probably going to have a need at right guard. We're probably going to need a running back. I don't know with DeAndre Swift.
I heard there's some pretty damn good guards in this draft, so that's a good.
Yeah. Draft. So if Kelce retires, then what's his name? His replacement, who was drafted, Jerky, will move into center, and then. But they're also talking about the Eagles moving up to draft the center from Oregon. I don't think it's necessary. You know. Because
I'm guessing if they do that, they move Jerky to guard or something.
Jerky will stay in guard. Right now, Jerky's in guard right now. But if Kelce retires, Jerky moves back to center, which is his natural position.
Can we stop calling him Jerky?
Cam Jurgens. I just couldn't remember his name. My friend.
Because
they call him Jerky.
I thought that was his real name. I remember them saying that shit in the draft.
It's Cam Jurgens, but he call him Jerky. Yeah. So I mean, and then running back, getting that running back, and I'm curious to see what kind of scheme Kellen Moore runs. I didn't trust him when I was in Dallas. I really when they played the Cowboys, his play calling was a little suspect. So I'm curious to see what he does. And Fangio's the dawn. I don't think anybody's gonna get in his way. It's mixed. People say his defenses are not aggressive, but you see some aggression in his defense because really the year that the Eagles went to the Super Bowl, most of the ideas on defense were actually from Vic Fangio. So I could imagine what he would do as the main DC.
Yeah, because he was y'all's consultant after the Bears let him go.
I don't know. He's one of those dinosaurs.
Broncos.
He was the Colts defensive coordinator in '99.
Yeah.
He was part of the reason why Jim Mora got fired was Jim Mora they wanted to fire Vic Fangio because we were ranked like 29th at the time. And Bill Polian was like, fire him and let's get a new DC. And Jim Mora was like, hell no. So Jim Polian was like, all right, I'm going to fire you and him. So they fired Jim Mora, and then we went for Tony Dungy. That's how that happened. They wanted to keep Mora. They actually wanted to keep Mora, but Mora didn't want to let go of his DC. So they're like, "I will fire both of you. It's all good." So,
hey, he came to us under Jim Harbaugh and
did well.
Yeah, just a little bit. He got Willis.
Nah, you guys were good. You guys were good the whole time.
Yeah,
man.
you guys were stacked with talent. Like
you guys were good that whole time. I mean, that was Singletary's defense.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think
that was not.
That was Mike Nolan's defense. Because Mike Nolan was a defensive guy.
He was, yeah, and then he got fired.
He got fired for Singletary, and then Singletary got fired, and then
Harbaugh, right?
Yeah, Harbaugh.
Yeah, Harbaugh. But when Singletary was with you guys, what, like 2 or 3 years?
No. So we had Mike Nolan for a year and a half, and Singletary coached the half a year that after Nolan got fired,
and then that one,
and then part of the next season, then he got fired, and Jim Tomsula was our interim coach for a couple games, and then we got Harbaugh, and then Harbaugh got fired, and then Jim Tomsula did it again. We saw how that went.
If you have any defensive acumen with the kind of player you had on that defense, you had to get something out of it. So, but I mean,
7 years of Willis and Bowman, man.
I was a big fan of Bowman because he was the unsung hero.
It was kind of like Warner and Greenlaw.
Yeah, exactly.
One thing about Navarro Bowman recently, was he inducted into like the Ring of Honor or something? I can't remember.
Nah, Patrick Willis got into the Hall of Fame, and Navarro Bowman is the linebackers coach now with Jim Harbaugh in the Chargers.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. Shout out to
he had the play in the Candlestick game, right?
Yeah, he returned it. He returned that touchdown
against Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
Tremaine Brock broke it up, and he was just kind of like, "Ooh, a ball."
John, how you feel about your early off season, like going in? How you feel? Like, what are your concerns? Are you excited? What do you think your needs are? Just the early.
Dan Quinn. We got Cliff Kingsbury. We got the defensive coordinator from Dallas as well. I like him. Someone else. Who's the QB coach? No.
You took half of my motherfuckers.
Yep. We got some.
Oh, y'all took Anthony Lynn as y'all's running back.
Yeah. Anthony Lynn.
Gosh, right.
Yeah, you took like 3 of my coaches.
Oh, we got Brian Johnson. I don't know how I feel about him, but
he's good, man. Hopefully.
I mean, I knew you guys were going to take some of my coaches once y'all took my assistant GM.
Yeah, I mean, I like the way Dan Quinn.
That makes sense now because I was wondering how they took a lot of San Fran coaches.
Yeah. I like the way Dan Quinn. We just got to get back to the way we were before Snyder. Like, I mean, obviously you can't you're not going to be able to replicate that, but
they don't have VCRs in the facility.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I mean, we got to figure the quarterback thing out. I don't personally really want to draft Caleb Williams. I think he's a diva. I think that I'm not ready to give up on Sam Howell if he can be developed. So, if we could get that Joe Alt guy from Michigan is the left tackle, I think he's supposed to be like the best left tackle coming out in a long time. I don't know, man. I don't know what we're gonna do. I really don't.
Yeah.
But I'm confident. I am confident. Of course, I probably said the same thing at the beginning of the year. So
it's always, but it's a little different this time because it starts from the top. I think you re-jumbled the foundation, which is huge, which is the management. So that's the best start to ever start.
Guys are coming back. We got Daryl Green back with the team. Like guys who have disconnected.
Who love the team. Yeah,
they're back, bro. So
that'll be good for y'all because that was the turnaround with us.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Because I mean, when Jed York's parents ran our team to the fucking ground, none of the old cats were coming by.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is around.
Yep.
I mean, Frank Gore's in the fucking front office.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, his son is dope.
His son, bro.
His son is dope. You seen his highlight? You saw him in the shrine game?
Dog.
Yo, that boy's cold.
I am just gonna say this. Hopefully, we do not draft him in the third round like we drafted his father, because Kyle Shanahan and third round running backs all seem to get released and go play for the Eagles. They just signed another one of my running backs this week.
I know,
Ty Davis Price.
I know, he went to one of them smaller schools, but he looks like he has those uncoachable intangibles that'll translate to the league. That East West Shrine Bowl or whatever, he was balling. He looked just like his dad. It was crazy. And his dad was on the sideline right there with him.
Oh, McCaffrey?
No,
Frank Gore Jr.
McCaffrey's brother is low key cold too.
Wide receiver. Yeah.
Yeah, he's nice. He's got a little bit of yak to his game.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he'll be interesting. He started out as a quarterback, and then he's
a running back or a receiver.
He's a receiver.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I would love to be able to get Frank Gore Jr.
Oh yeah,
he looks like the real deal. Though. I think he's faster than his dad, but he's smaller.
Yeah, he's not. His dad was a tank, and his dad had to become a tank after blowing out both knees.
Yeah. He's much smaller, but he's good. Like, he has the vision, just the instincts, like that look like will translate. And he has the work ethic. So good for him, man. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, but as far as us, I'm looking forward to the offseason, to lots of cap room. But we need to bring people back. Healthy quarterback again. He started throwing, so that's good. For me, it's about how they approach helping him develop, because he's still very young and fairly raw. So you want to just kind of put the right tools around him so he can maximize his potential. That's all I'm looking forward to, and I hope they do. If they do it right, we can be a problem quickly, I think, because he maximizes a lot of what the offense could potentially be. And then if we can bring back key players on the defense like Kenny Moore, what's the name of our safety that's the free agent? I forget his name. Bring him back. We need some corner help. And then maybe draft another pass rusher. We should be good, man. I think we should be good.
Chase Young is a free agent.
Huh?
Chase Young is a free agent.
I won't be surprised if we do a 1-year prove-it deal type of shit with him.
I'll take that compensatory pick. Thank you.
I won't be surprised, man. But also, I think we need, obviously, the biggest thing is to bring back Michael Pittman because he's a free agent. I think with this quarterback, he's a dog. The dog. I think with this quarterback, he could be a problem. And then we need some depth at receiver as well. We need to be a little more explosive at tight end. Like, he just needs more weapons, man. Get him some more weapons so he can ball. Richardson, that is. And then what else? Yeah, that's about it. Get some explosiveness more out of the tight end position. And we should be able to rock and roll, man. Because I think Steichen is the truth. So if you get him weapons, he knows how to use them. Like Steichen, I bought into him. I didn't know what to think of him as a head coach, but this year taught me that he's a good coach. He holds people accountable, and he's very, very detail oriented, which is key in this modern day football. Like, because every teams are damn good and are well coached. So you got to be on your P's and Q's with the details, and he has that down. I know Quakewood misses him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so should be interesting to see. But I think there'll be a lot of moving parts in general in the free agency. I think I have a feeling Russell Wilson is going to Pittsburgh. That should be interesting.
You can't be a diva with Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, but beggars can't be choosers either.
But he's probably going to be much more. He's better off with Mike Tomlin than he is in this kind of situation.
Yeah.
My thing is
Mike will respect him though as a man.
I agree.
He's going to give
agree.
him that.
And at the same time, Mike Tomlin, beggars can't be choosers. They made the playoffs and they're in no position to draft a high quarterback. So
well, here's my thing. If you see Russell Wilson's cap hit and you know how much Peyton hates him, just wait for him to get cut.
Oh, they're gonna cut him. They're not gonna trade for him. They'll cut him.
Yeah, and like I see. Yeah, I could see that. Then if he goes as a free agent, I could also see them trying to beat out Atlanta for Justin Fields.
The trade.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't see Justin Fields as a Pittsburgh kind of guy.
Yeah, and Atlanta
is home.
Also, Atlanta has more capital, as in like draft stock and shit, to be able to.
Yeah, and also Atlanta is him going back home.
Yeah, huge.
To Justin Fields, yeah,
it's huge. Yeah, there's definitely gonna be some QB movement. I think even Kirk Cousins might be moved. I think he has a chance. He has a chance to end up in Pittsburgh too. I think.
Honestly.
Yo, could you imagine if somehow, some kind of crazy fucked up way, Russell Wilson becomes the quarterback of the Falcons, and now at the games they can't play future anymore?
Not even that. I wasn't even gonna say that. I was gonna say that makes Future's job easier because he doesn't need to. He probably doesn't travel to go see his son, but this one he's down the street. You can't call him the deadbeat. He's just gonna go down the street like, yo.
Oh shit.
you can't go on the deadbeat because you saw what happened during the All-Star game. Somebody had to correct him. I was like, nah. It's what that thing kept playing in my mind. I'm like, yo.
But you onto something, dog.
Future is probably sitting there like, yo, get him here. I don't
care. Get him here, dog. I need to see my kid more often.
Yeah, get him here. I'm not trying to fly to Denver or Seattle or whatever.
Hilarious.
Hey, let's not forget the last time I saw Future on a football field. Oh, that's ass.
Whoa.
Was it with Bow Wow?
No. Hold on, let me see.
The Jordan joint is blocking it. Oh, I remember that. Wasn't he wearing your jersey in that game?
Yeah. Remember when we had the Tony Montana squad?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man, somebody trying to sell AP's memorabilia without his authorization.
Yo, he's broke, they said.
Yeah.
Oh, AP.
He got a video saying it's not true. He's not selling that now. Yeah. So when are they going to give Reggie Bush's Heisman back?
Right. The same time they give it back to OJ.
I mean, you know.
They took Reggie Bush's. Who else did they take? Reggie Bush and OJ's, right? Who else?
Well, OJ had to sell his for his civil suit.
That's right. And
Look,
then Reggie Bush, they took because he took
ever
money.
Seen in the NFL.
Was that?
O.J. Simpson had some of the greatest seasons we've ever seen.
Oh my gosh, cold,
unbelievable,
cold.
That dude
he's arguably top 5 greatest running backs of all time. He might be in that argument.
He had like 2,000 yards, right?
Yeah, he was the first one to break 2,000.
Yeah, and weren't they only playing like 14 games?
Yes, It was only like in 14. It was like in 14 games. Yeah, back then it was like in 14 games.
Did he play at USC, right?
Yeah,
he was in USC.
It's when he got his infatuation with white women.
Led to
his downfall.
Him and his successor. What's his face? Tony Dorsett.
Tony Dorsett? Yeah. Hey, Darrell Green chasing down Tony Dorsett. Baby.
Yeah, classic. Hey, Darrell Green was one of the rare speeds in football history, man.
Favorite, bro. I had a bobblehead that my baby mama actually ripped his head off when she got mad at me.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, I know that was a blower.
No.
Yeah, she wasn't.
Wow.
Do that. Don't do that to Darrell Green like that.
Yeah.
Head off.
Yeah. Darrell Green was legendary, man.
He's back in the building, bro. He's back in the building. So
that's a good sign.
I don't know if we're gonna go through like a rebrand. Like, in my opinion, unless we go back to Redskins, like, what's the point in doing that all over again?
Yeah.
And,
well, but I guess it depends on the owner. If he has money to lose, if he has money to spend, he could do it.
Why don't y'all go, since y'all are going to move to like somewhere in Virginia, why don't y'all change your name to the Virginia Crusaders?
I don't think that's going to happen. I know right now that's the plan, but they're fighting hard to bring it back to DC.
Yeah, they're like demolishing RFK, but isn't that site still available?
It's there, but they're trying to figure out the logistics. Because
it's just very not big enough, and you need so much more highway to get into that.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, what it was in the 90s versus what it is now, DC is so congested now that you need to really plan it out for it.
And don't you need like to put the metro rail to be able to go there too?
Yeah, so there is a metro. That's the thing. It's metro accessible, but it's like, how is it going to affect like traffic?
Well, the Wizards and the Caps are moving out to Virginia.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason. That is part of the reason, because DC it's small. In reality, it's small. But they need these things. Because it brings so much capital to the city.
Philly's is going to be moving the Sixers.
Where are they going? Really? Like outside of Philly?
Basically, Josh Harris and them they're trying to get all the approvals and shit like that down to basically build it in the heart of the city. Because what they did was a couple years ago they remodeled the entire Gallery Mall and call it the Fashion District and a movie theater and this and that, and it completely flopped. And all it is a place where you can go get robbed now. And so they want to tear all that shit down and basically make like this. And all the people in Chinatown are like, "Yo, that's half our neighborhood." And everybody's just kind of like, "We'll give you some money. Just shut up."
Here's the thing. I still don't understand why they're going to try and relocate the Wizards. The Wizards aren't good enough, one, as of now. And two, they don't have as loyal fan base to affect DC as much as with the Commanders. I get the Commanders have diehard fans, regardless of how bad they are. They will come to the games. They will come to the games religiously. So I get why there's an issue with alleviating human traffic and actual vehicular traffic.
So when I listen to like Kevin Sheehan or like even like the Junkies in the morning down here, like, we've been complaining for so many years about this whole damn matter. But I love hearing like the old heads call in that were like fans like back in the 70s, 80s, and just talking like, man, we have been just going through it as fans, bro. And like
100%. Y'all are still loyal. Like, you still have like people still go to like Commander games heavy.
RFK Stadium, and like, they were there like back, back when people were doing like coke before, like
when it was the crack epidemic and stuff.
So like, these people, we deserve not this. So hopefully we can bring something to DC, because like all the people that work in DC, like Wiz Caps, okay, I understand. Like, there's a lot of Caps fans, probably more Caps fans than there are Wizards fans, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But, they back when it was an RFK, dude, in DC, it was just different. And then why are you gonna move all the way out like just too far away from where the fans are?
Yeah. Even FedEx I feel like FedEx is too far away for the Commanders.
No, FedEx is around the corner from where Allende lived.
Yeah. And I mean, and that's not even that far from DC, but to me it's far enough. It's far for me.
How much is the
close to DC, but it's not that close to DC.
How much is it? Like a 45-minute train ride?
Yeah, it's far. Like, it's far enough. If they were to move it to Virginia, I even think if they were to move, if it would make sense if they would move it to like closer to where the MGM is, even though that's Maryland, it's literally like you walk across the street and you're in DC. That makes a little more sense than where they're trying to take it to. I don't know, man. In my opinion, I think they need to try and figure out how the logistics are to keep it in DC, because I think out of all the teams that are DC teams, I think the Commanders are definitely the most they represent DC more than the Wizards, to my opinion, and the Capital and the Nationals and the Capitals, because the fan base for that team is so DC more than the others, in my opinion.
Yo, how on earth does Josh Harris have the time to manage 3 teams in 3 different cities, man? Or not manage, but I mean own, I mean, you got money, you can fly in private jets, do what you got to do, but that's 3 different. I feel like they need to do I don't think that they should allow a guy to own 3 different teams in 3 different.
How many?
Sports.
Look at Stan Kroenke.
I was about to say Stan Kroenke owns even more.
He owns even more across continents.
Across the continents, yeah.
He owns a soccer team, right?
Yeah, Arsenal.
He owns. I think he owns what? I think he owns the Colorado Avalanche, the Rams,
the Raptors, the Rams,
Denver Nuggets.
Fucking. So he's got championships. He always gets championships.
And not
year.
For Arsenal.
Not for Arsenal. Not yet. Not us yet. Don't laugh too much, Minos. We're getting closer. We're getting closer. But yeah, he hasn't won it for Arsenal yet. But I think he's working towards that. The fans we got on his ass, pause, and I think now he's putting his best foot forward for Arsenal. So we'll see how that comes out. But I think that's his most lucrative team, Arsenal. I think it's
yeah.
Out of all the teams he owns, that's the most valuable team he owns.
You got to think about it. You can sell Arsenal jerseys across 6 continents. Are you selling Rams jerseys across 6 continents?
Because the Rams have won titles and where they're located, they make a lot of money too.
True, but the Rams don't have T-shirts in Africa like we do.
That's true. That's true. That's true. But you got to think about it. He also makes money. They also make money off that stadium, that SoFi. So but I think Arsenal by far brings him the most money, easily.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, easily. Because it's more.
That's why everybody's investing in football clubs now.
Yeah, even LeBron.
JJ Watt invested in fucking football.
So global. They're global. So
I mean, look at Ryan. Look at Deadpool and his boy from Philly.
Right.
They're only 3 points out from moving up another division.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I forget the name of the team that he owns. I saw them playing in the FA Cup.
Wrexham. That's it. Wrexham.
Yeah.
Let's wrap this up so I can watch the series finale of Ted Lasso too. By the way.
Yeah. We're pretty much waffling anyway. So yeah, pleasure everybody that stuck with us the whole season. We're going to revamp this, come back even harder, pause next year, and we'll be better. Give you a better product, a better everything, and we might expand this to other sports. But baby steps. Let's fix this first, and we'll take it even further. So we appreciate all y'all that has stuck with us the whole year, even if it was 8 to 10 of y'all. When this thing grows well, you're gonna be the original OGs that stood with us from the beginning.
Yeah, whoever left that comment, that was the username Penguin or whatever. We see you.
You're right.
We'll remember you. The Cowboys too.
Oh man, great season, man. Unfortunately, Minos fell short, but they'll be back. We'll all be back, right?
Yeah.
To dethrone Patrick Mahomes. Love as always. Y'all stay blessed. We outie.